A 911 call. A bleeding woman. A ransacked apartment. A summer's day in Zanesville, Ohio. A woman calls the police, the victim of a brutal home invasion.
I was just trying not to get shot.
But what police uncover inside the home will launch one of the most twisted investigations in recent Muskingum County history.
I didn't do anything that anyone deserve to be shot. And
Did you get shot?
yes.
Okay, all right, ma'am. Who shot you?
Someone in the back. I don't know. I don't want to pay right now.
Units, I have shots fired. One person shot.
Help me. I don't know where Tom is. The people who shot me ran. I don't know where Tom is.
When the officers arrive at the apartment on Sandhurst Drive, they find a woman bleeding from a gunshot wound to her thigh. She says 2 white men in masks forced entry, shot her, and escaped. But she isn't the only victim of this shocking crime. In the bedroom, they find a dead body. It's a man, wrapped in trash bags and duct taped from head to toe. His name was Thomas Waddell, 66 years old, a retired Kroger employee. He was killed by a single gunshot wound to the back of the head.
Who do you think killed him?
Here on the Decoder, there's no such thing as a cut and dry murder case. With hours of exclusive police footage, we're here to take you through what really happened to Thomas Waddell. It's August 10th, 2023, a hot summer's day in Zanesville, Ohio. The county sheriff's office receives over 66,000 calls a year, ranging from petty theft to murder. And when Deborah Frazier calls 911 that day, there's no reason to think it's anything more than a standard, if terrifying, home invasion.
Police department, where's your emergency?
3231 Sandhurst Drive.
Okay, I can't understand the numbers. I got Sandhurst.
3231.
What's going on?
I think someone moved in the apartment. It was unlocked, and there's stuff everywhere, and I can't find my boyfriend, and his truck's here. And
Okay.
35-year-old Deborah has come home to find her apartment in disarray. The door is unlocked, and her boyfriend's truck is parked outside, but she can't find him anywhere.
I need you to back out of that apartment right now.
oh no, I see someone.
Are you out? Did you... All units, I have an active home invasion. 3231 Sandhurst Drive, 3231 Sandhurst Drive.
Oh,
Active home invasion.
Oh my God, I'm shot.
Okay. Ma'am, what? He's what?
I've been shot.
Okay. You have or he has?
I haven't even been able to find him yet.
While she's on the phone with 911, the situation escalates, and the operator needs to get first responders on the scene now.
Okay, ma'am. Where did they shoot you at?
In the leg.
In the leg? Are you still in the...
I can't leave the apartment, but they ran out. Help me. Help me.
How many was there?
There was 2. I don't know what happened. I was so confused.
Ma'am, did they have masks on?
Yes. They did when they ran.
The police arrive just 5 minutes later.
I don't know where Tom is. I don't know where he is.
Who's Tom?
He's my boyfriend.
Tom usually live here?
Yeah, I was gone a couple days and I came back and the door was unlocked.
Deborah's on the floor of her apartment in a pool of her own blood. On the floor next to her is a .22 caliber revolver. She's been shot in the thigh and she needs urgent medical attention. Without delay, the responders prepare to transport her to hospital. Meanwhile, the police move to clear the scene. This is when they find Thomas Waddell. His body had been hidden in a closet in the bedroom. Concealed with trash bags, duct tape, and a wadded-up comforter, one thing is clear. He didn't die in the crossfire of a home invasion. The police have stumbled upon 2 crimes for the price of 1. According to Deborah, nothing's really been out of the ordinary over the last few days. The day before the home invasion, August 9th, she left the apartment to get some air.
I decided to go take a walk. I asked Tom if he'd mind if I just hung out with a friend for a while, maybe spent the night, just kind of get some fresh air.
Okay.
Because I have trouble with anxiety sometimes, and so sometimes taking walks or just getting out helps, and he's usually really good about that.
Okay.
So I went out for a while, and then I got a hold of my friend, Johnny Anderson.
Okay.
And asked him if he wanted to hang out. And we drove around for a while. And then I ended up asking him if I could just spend the night. We played video games. We watched TV. He's an old friend from my early college years.
Deborah and Tom have been in an on-again, off-again relationship for years. They met at Kroger, where they both worked, until Tom recently retired. Despite their large age gap, 32 years difference, their shared apartment is full of evidence of their loving relationship. Looking through it, the cops find Valentine's cards, shared cookbooks, and photos of their trips together. A lot of this has been disturbed in the home invasion. Some of the couple's photos are found torn up on the carpet, but what can't be erased are the couple's text messages, which are full of endearments. Not only has Deborah been shot and her home ransacked, but the love of her life has been murdered. She's understandably shaken when the police come to interview her in the hospital before her surgery. She tells them she's been in Florida and she's only come back to Ohio in the last few days. When she didn't hear from Tom, she came back to their apartment to check on him and surprised 2 home invaders. She says that they were wearing masks and camo hoodies and that they were white. She doesn't know any other details.
What did the gun look like?
I think it was dart, from what I remember.
Okay. Was it a semi-automatic or a revolver? Could you tell the difference?
It was like a Clint Eastwood gun.
Okay.
The police make plans to test her for gunshot residue, which is when she reveals more detail about the attack.
I just tried to keep the gun away from me.
How did you do that?
I grabbed a hold of it and I was trying to point it away from me because I didn't want to get shot and I was scared.
How did you grab a hold of it?
From what I remember, I grabbed it at the bottom and I grabbed it around the, whatever you call the long piece.
Did you do it with each hand? So which hand of yours touched the gun? Both?
Yeah, this one touched where you hold it.
Mm-hmm. So you touched the handle?
Yeah.
What about your left hand?
It touched whatever that long piece is.
The barrel?
Where the thing spins.
Oh, the cylinder?
I don't know how.
Like you're saying the things. I know what you're talking about. The round part where the bullets are at?
Right.
This is how it ended up on the floor beside her. She has no idea who they were or if they killed Tom. For now, Deborah seems like a dead end. The cops check local CCTV for the days leading up to the attack. Tom seems to have been leading his everyday life. 2 days prior, he's seen grocery shopping at Kroger. Meanwhile, there's no sign of the masked intruders, either driving to the apartment or catching public transport. Tom and Deborah's neighbors' Ring doorbell cameras show no signs of disturbance either. Local residents come and go, running errands, taking the trash out. Up to the very minutes before Deborah's 911 call, there are no masked intruders seen on the footage. It's like she was attacked by ghosts. It's also like they were after something in particular in the apartment. Tom had 20 firearms in the house, and not a single one is missing. These are expensive items for would-be thieves to ignore. The mess is superficial and specific, like the torn-up photographs. Were the home invaders there to kill Tom? And did Deborah interrupt them hiding his body? The police analyze fingerprints taken from the crime scene. They discover latent prints on a television set in the bedroom that link back to a man from Florida named David Grantham. He's a white man who matches the description Deborah gave of the home invaders, and he has a criminal record of theft and receiving stolen property. But there's one problem with positioning David Grantham as a suspect. When the police look him up back in Florida, they discover he's dead. He died in February 2021. Back then, he was Deborah's roommate, and it was Deborah who discovered his body. She's the one who called 911, so morbidly, this isn't her first rodeo. His death was ruled an accidental overdose. Deborah must have brought the TV with her from Florida with his prints still on it. With the only prints belonging to a dead man, the police are no closer to identifying the home invaders and the possible killers. The autopsy, however, changes everything. They learn that Tom was killed by a single gunshot to the back of the head, execution style, within 4 hours of 9 p.m. on August 9th. This means the latest he could have been murdered was 1 a.m. in the early hours of August 10th, the day of Deborah's 911 call. Unless the masked killers hung around for 12 hours before escaping undetected on the CCTV, they didn't kill Tom. So who did? Deborah is now out of surgery and capable of giving a more detailed interview.
I know we tried to get some information out of you yesterday about, but everything was so hectic with what was going on. We wanted to get you to the hospital to make sure that you didn't suffer any significant injuries.
She says that the day before her home invasion, August 9th, she left the apartment to get some air.
The day before yesterday, Tom and I were...
So, the day before yesterday, we're talking about Wednesday the 9th, correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
Because we were waiting on the maintenance guy to change the light out.
Okay.
As soon as he did that, I decided to go take a walk. I asked Tom if he'd mind if I just hung out with a friend for a while.
Now, I know you started this off by saying that you had anxiety on Wednesday the 9th. What did you have anxiety about?
I had been failing my school classes, and I'd been told that I was just getting dropped from the program.
What school you go to?
I do it online. It's called Full Sail University.
She's been stressed out about school, she says, because she's been failing classes. She goes to Full Sail University online, where she studies creative writing, but she's about to be dropped from the program.
Yesterday, I had tried to contact Tom. I texted him, I called him, and I never heard back, which was weird because normally he's pretty good about getting back to me.
On the morning of August 10th, she says she and her friend John Anderson went for a hike at a nearby gorge. When they were done, she couldn't ignore her pressing worry about Tom. She went back to the apartment.
That's when I noticed that the whole apartment was tossed upside down.
Okay.
And I wasn't really sure what was going on. My mind was going in just a million different directions.
Okay.
I saw that the light in the spare bedroom was on. I saw the light in the bedroom was on. And I decided to call 911. There was 2 guys, hoodies, masks, who came out. And at that time, the 911 operator was telling me to back into the hall. But I was so scared. I kept backing up. And eventually, the one assailant pulled out a gun and got close enough to me and fired it off. And they both bolted. Where they went to after they bolted out the door, I don't know where they went to, because at that point I was shot and I was in pain.
The investigator presses Deborah for details on her attackers.
Can you describe the suspects to me?
The one I got a good look at, he had a black ski mask on. I could tell through the eye hole he was white, and he had a mossy oak green hoodie
Okay.
and jeans from what I could tell. The other guy I didn't get a good look at.
What, as far as that first guy we're talking about here, was he a tall, short, heavy set, skinny? Can you describe his description?
He was probably a little taller than I am.
How tall are you?
5'3", 5'4".
Okay. So, I think he's 5'5", 5'6".
I guess he wasn't as tall as Tom, and Tom's 6'5".
Okay.
And he was built. I mean, I could tell he had muscles, but other than that...
Where did he have the gun? That's what I meant.
He had it in his hand when he came towards me. That's how...
Do you remember which hand?
Right. I grabbed a hold of it, and I was trying to point it away from me because I didn't want to get shot, and I was scared.
Deborah says she tried to save her own life by whatever means necessary. It worked for her, but not for Tom. The investigators seek to know more about their relationship.
Yeah, you're from Florida, right?
Well, I'm originally from Ohio. I went to Florida, then I came back because Tom asked me to come live with him, so...
As far as living there, are you on a lease or anything?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Do you pay any of the bills or anything like that?
No. Tom and I have a joint account, and any money that I make from odds and ends goes into that account.
The couple share everything, including money, and Deborah says she has no idea why now they've been torn apart.
So you left at 4 to take a little walk, you came back, and then before 4:30 you grabbed your backpack? Okay, that makes sense. But and then you never returned after that? So no, you didn't?
No, I didn't.
How was the apartment when you went back to get your backpack?
Everything was fine. There was nothing out of place. Everything seemed to be in order.
Well, what kind of people do you think would do something like this? Why do you think they'd target Tom?
I know he was having issues with his soon-to-be ex-wife.
Who's that?
Callie Burns. He's still technically married, but...
What kind of issues was he having with her?
She was just very... what's the word? She had a lot of anger management issues, and she was cheating on him, so they ended up separating.
Do you think she would be the type of person to do something like this?
But to break in and then shoot me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tom is married to another woman, but they've been separated for years. It seems unlikely his wife is the culprit, but the cops can't rule anything out just yet.
Whenever we catch these people, what do you think should happen to them?
I think they should pay for the crime. I mean, I didn't do anything to anyone to deserve to be shot, and I don't know why anyone would tear up another person's place like that.
I mean, what punishment do you think that they should receive? I mean, that's what we try to gauge, so when we let the prosecutor's office know on how you feel on what do you think should happen, you know, that lets them know up front
Well,
what
I don't...
they need to aim for. I mean, you think they should spend life in prison? You think they should be sentenced to death? I mean, anything like that?
Well, I don't know how Tom feels about it, but I feel that they should at least go to jail for a long time. Shooting someone, I could have been killed.
When was the last time you ever fired a gun?
Last time I ever fired a gun? When I was wrestling, trying to get the gun pointed away from me, I had a hold of it when it went off.
Okay. Prior to that, when would be the last time before that?
Before that, I had never fired a gun, like loaded and everything, because I know nothing about them. I couldn't load one if you set everything in front of me. Tom was trying to teach me about gun safety and all that, just in case, self-defense and stuff like that. And, I mean, he showed me how to load, like, one of his pistols. So, I mean, but I don't remember exactly what.
But you never shot a gun before, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
From the sounds of things, Deborah is lucky to be alive, the sole survivor of whatever happened in her apartment that day.
What do you think happened to Tom?
I honestly don't know. I even tried calling today.
Did you walk in the back bedroom?
No, they came out before I could even make it back there. Why?
Okay. Well, Tom was shot and killed.
Deborah breaks down.
No.
Who do you think killed him?
Don't know.
First, a dead roommate, then a dead boyfriend. Her life is marked by death, and this isn't the first time that she's crossed paths with the police since the death of her roommate. In June 2023, just 2 months earlier, her voice could be heard once again on the other end of a 911 call.
Hi, I'm in Dillon State Park and someone just tried to attack me. I can try to get to the parking lot, but I don't want anyone to see me like this.
Did you get a good description of the person?
He was wearing a hoodie. I don't really know. He was dark complected. I don't remember much right now.
Okay.
I'm just really shaken up.
Okay. And what happened?
I was sitting on the bench looking out at the water and he came along and he just threw me on the ground and tried to beat me and tear my pants.
Deborah said she was going for a walk in Dillon State Park when a man came out of nowhere and tried to attack her. She hit her head, so the first responders took her to the hospital to check her over. There, they asked her a few questions.
Can you tell me what happened?
I was out at the park and I was sitting on the bench and I got pushed to the ground and he tried to, he tore my pants and he tried to hurt me, so I scraped up my hands
I see that.
and there's a scratch on my leg. He had a knife. That's how he got my pants. That's how he tore them.
How'd you get out to the park?
I took an Uber.
You took an Uber? What, do you know what time you got there?
I don't, but I have the app and you can look.
Yeah, the history.
The investigators tried to pinpoint exactly when and where the attack had happened to give themselves the best chance of catching the perpetrator.
Can you tell me how you were able to get him away?
Well, I was trying to push him away and I was kicking and it almost sounded like someone was coming along the trail, so that might have been what scared him off. But on that trail, you know, an animal could sound like a person coming. So I don't know what's finally did it. That would be my guess.
Has anything ever happened to you like this before?
A few years ago,
A few years ago?
I got hurt really bad and had to be in the ER for 24 hours while they did tests. And yeah.
Deborah comes across as an unlucky person. She's maintained that that's what it was, just bad luck.
Normally, I'm with my boyfriend, but I just wanted to go and have some air, and he was still sleeping, but I woke him up enough to tell him I was going to Dillon, and then...
Are you and your boyfriend getting along okay? Never had an argument today or disagreement?
Mm-hmm.
Or you just never wanted to get away from him because he's getting on your nerves? Or
Well, I mean, like today, it was just nice to breathe a little bit, you know, get some fresh air, but I think that's everybody. Everybody needs time to themselves.
what did he reply?
He wanted to know if any of my friends were with me, a friend of mine named Vivian, and I told him that she wasn't there, and he recently texted asking me if found anything out.
A long way into the interview, Deborah finally mentioned that she was in the park to meet a woman named Vivian.
Have you ever heard of an app called BetterHelp?
Mm-hmm.
So she's from that app, and so she's like counseling. And so she and I kind of clicked, and we talk a lot. And
Do you have her recent text then? If you
No.
talk a lot?
Well, yeah, but I usually clear out my phone when I do.
She said they traveled to the park separately, and in the end, Vivian had to go, leaving Deborah alone and vulnerable. It was the kind of harrowing encounter that happens to women every day, and the cops had no reason not to believe Deborah's story. They called Tom to come pick her up, which is when something changed.
So, she met her counselor out there? Or her counselor picked her up? Oh, okay. And then they were going to the park? Okay. And do you remember what time she picked her up at? Were you there? A little after 10?
Tom says that it was Vivian, not an Uber, that picked Deborah up that morning. It's a small discrepancy, but in a police investigation, the details matter.
He said that Vivian picked you up.
He misunderstood.
Oh, okay.
He misunderstood. He probably thought that because I told him that I was going to go to the park.
Do you know this Uber driver? Did you know your Uber driver?
No, I never met him before.
When Tom arrived at the hospital, they asked him about Vivian.
You've seen Vivian pick her up?
No, she told me Vivian was picking her up.
I guess it's just odd that she told you one thing and...
Well, unless I misunderstood.
Okay.
But I can't picture her. Let me check my checking account, because there'd be an Uber charge on there, wouldn't there?
Tom said that Deborah kept to herself, almost reclusive. She only ever went places with Tom or with this Vivian, and he couldn't imagine her getting an Uber to the park.
I'm not showing anything Uber on there at all.
Okay. Yeah, Vivian's got a Florida number.
Let's recall that Deborah herself comes from Florida. There was a dark possibility now emerging in the officers' minds.
Have you ever met this? I have not.
But you spoke to her.
Text. I call the number, I don't know. Okay, I've never talked to her. So I've never met her, no.
Would she make a story like this up? For attention, for whatever reason?
Possible. Because I think there have been some stories in the past before we ever got together. But, like I said, I care a lot about the girl. And we've been together for, it'll be a year next month. And we've never had any problems, no fights, no arguments.
Tom loved Deborah. He couldn't foresee anything going wrong in their relationship, but he did admit the possibility that she'd made this attack up. Making a false report is a serious matter. The cops checked with her Uber driver to find out she had indeed been dropped in the park. That part wasn't a lie.
So the issue is something happened to her at the park afterwards.
Oh.
So we're just trying to, verify her story and see if there was anybody else that knew she was out there at the time. So was there anybody with her, or did she meet?
Yep, she was by herself. I think there might have been one car in the parking lot, but it wasn't busy that day.
Okay.
Deborah wasn't meeting anyone. She was in the park alone, and there was no Vivian. When the cops looked into her phone data, they discovered that Vivian's texts were sent from a fake phone number. Deborah had been texting herself. Did she just want attention? Sympathy from Tom? Was it a way of manipulating him somehow? We can't be sure of her motives, but it turns out she's done this before, in 2014. And these previous false accusations turned the home invasion case upside down. John Anderson turns out to not only be a friend, but another boyfriend. Deborah has been cheating on Tom. They've been together on again and off again for the last decade, and her deceptions don't end there. She told John that she's a live-in nurse for an older man with dementia, that man being Tom Waddell. When the police arrive at John's house, where he lives with his father, he's shocked to discover that Deborah has been living a whole other romantic life. She's also roped him into this fiction. Just days before the home invasion, she texted John, asking him to leave a voicemail for Tom, claiming to be a fraud agent from PNC Bank.
Hello, this message is for Mr. Waddell and Miss Frazier concerning the open case with us. My name is Jonathan with the Fraud Department. We would like to schedule a phone appointment for tomorrow at 2 p.m. to further discuss and resolve the matter of the account in question. Thank you.
She said it was to calm him down, but Tom didn't have dementia. If anything, it sounds like she was the one trying to commit fraud. When John picked her up at around 7:30 p.m. on the evening of August 9th, he says she seemed upset, but she refused to talk about it. She tried to call someone she described as her counselor, walking away from him to do so. This would be benign if we didn't know the story of the previous fake counselor, Vivian, from only 2 months earlier. John dropped Deborah off between 11 a.m. and noon. This is backed up by phone records, which also show something disturbing. Tom's phone left the apartment with Deborah on the night of August 9th, when Tom was already dead. It traveled with them to the gorge, where its signal disappeared, like maybe she had something to hide. For the same reason, she wiped her phone. But as the saying goes, the internet is forever. The police recovered deleted Google searches from Deborah's phone, including how to load a gun, how long does it take for a bank fraud department to deposit money, and a search for Tom's estranged wife. On the evening of August 9th, she searched worst place to get hit in the head and what does .22 ammo look like? And just 5 hours before her 911 call reporting the home invasion, she searched how long gunshot residue remains on skin. When Tom's body and the contents of the apartment are submitted for DNA testing, only 2 sets of DNA come back, Tom's and Deborah's. Tellingly, her DNA is on the Velcro straps used to drag his body across the apartment, as well as the duct tape wrapped around the trash bags on his feet. They also find a glove in a zipped bag, which tests positive for both Deborah's DNA and gunshot residue. She'd have had no time to hide a glove during the alleged home invasion. This is left over from the murder of Tom. The cops present all this evidence to Deborah.
Let me ask you this, and I'm going to ask you to be 100% honest with me. Did you have something to do with his death?
No.
Okay. So let me explain this to you, Deborah, and I'm going to be as straight as possible. I've probably been a cop now for about 20 years. This isn't the first murder investigation that I've ever handled. It's not going to be the last. When we start our investigation, we look at every angle. We look into every possible situation, possible scenario, and everything that you tell us, we go and follow up with. On the night of Wednesday, something happened. I don't know exactly what happened in that apartment between you and Tom, but I know that you're the one that's responsible for his death.
I'm not.
Why are you searching? How long does gunshot residue stay on my hands? Yesterday morning at 8 in the morning. Listen, you did.
I didn't.
Debbie's search records. How long does GSR stay on skin? Yesterday morning at 8:16 in the morning. Lake County, Florida court records, Muskingum County court records. I'm telling you, we already know the answers to the questions we're asking you. Here's your chance to get your side of the story out. If there was something going on that caused this, you need to tell us right now. But you have more knowledge than what you're saying. There was no home invasion robbery, okay? There was absolutely none. So you've already locked yourself into the biggest lie. Here's your chance to unwind it and tell the truth. Because you only have one shot at this, and here's your shot to tell us what really happened.
Deborah acts disbelieving, outraged, She shakes her head, but there's nothing she can do.
We know that you were involved. You shot him with the .22.
I didn't.
Yes, you did, right in the top of the head.
I didn't.
Okay. Is any of your DNA going to be on that duct tape that wrapped him up? On the plastic bags?
I've handled the duct tape, but I didn't wrap.
No, I'm talking about the ones that wrapped him up. Listen. We're beyond I don't know. Right now, another detective is looking into some other stuff right now. So what is old boy going to say? What's Johnny Anderson going to say? Is his story going to match yours?
But John's story doesn't match hers because she's been lying to him all along.
If you didn't shoot him, who did? Because you know.
I don't know.
Why are you searching? Is there GSR? How do I get GSR off my hands? How long does it stay on my skin? Why did you search that? Why did you search it? Tell me. Give me a good explanation on why you searched 5 hours before this robbery ever happened. When you never shot a gun before, why are you searching? How long does GSR stay on my skin? You tell me that. And an I don't know answer is not good enough. Listen,
didn't.
You know when you call 911 we record the calls? You're the only person in that apartment. The audio gets enhanced. We can tell if people are running out and struggling. We look at cameras in the neighborhood. There's nothing. Your story is so far bogus. If something happened in that apartment, you need to tell us now. You can't even explain why you have those search history in your phone. How do you think that makes what do you think that makes us think? Stand in my shoes here for a second. How's that look on you?
Bad.
Why does it look bad?
Because you think that I looked stuff up so I could get away with something.
Okay. And why does that look bad?
Because you think I killed Tom.
Okay. There's no motivation for anyone to kill Tom.
No, I didn't.
Other than you and all your Valentine's Day cards ripped up of you and him. Did he break up with you again?
No.
Was he going to go back with his wife?
Not that I'm aware of.
Finally, she admits to having made these suspicious Google searches.
When I left Tom, I wanted to kill myself because I've been suicidal for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And it had nothing to do with him. It just had to do with the fact that I had been dealing with those issues for quite some time.
Okay.
In 2020, I tried to kill myself in Tennessee.
Okay.
But I wanted to die.
It's tough.
All right.
A lot of things are tough, yeah, especially when you're in that state of mind.
And I'm constantly in that state of mind. But anything I looked up in regards to that was so I was setting up for my suicide.
Do you really think that anybody would believe that? Honestly.
That
you're just digging your hole deeper, girl. You really are. You have a one chance to come clean and act like you're a little bit remorseful. I don't see any remorse, do you?
Well, why would you care if your hands have GSR on them if you're dead?
This explanation doesn't fly with the investigator.
I care about him.
No, you don't sit here and tell me you care about him.
I do.
You don't care about him. If you can do what you did to him and then cover it up and then try to wrap him up and then sit here and not be accountable for what you know about what happened, that's like pretty bad. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Like, I've talked to killers before. I've talked to straight up people that shot several people. They at least had the balls to own it. And you don't.
I didn't kill him. Why would I go all the way back from Florida up here just to do something horrible?
Why would anybody else do anything horrible to him? There's absolutely no reason.
He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
You said I could talk to an attorney.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Deborah asks for her attorney, and the interview is over. But she's said enough. The cops charge her with murder.
Charging you with murder, which is a unclassified felony where you spend life in prison. Felonious assault, which is F2. Tampering with evidence. Gun specs, which is mandatory time on top of any conviction. So you'll get life plus whatever gun spec time. Domestic violence, and your bond's going to be $2 million. Any other questions for us? All right. Enjoy your stay here.
Far from the helpless victim of a vicious home invasion, she's a liar and a killer. She manipulated one boyfriend and murdered another. She shot Tom in the back of the head with his own gun on the evening of August 9th before going to stay with John, as if to manufacture an alibi. The next day, she staged a home invasion, shooting herself in the leg to cover up what she'd done, and the cops suspected it right from the beginning. The interview we've shown you of Deborah in the hospital took place a few days after Tom's killing, when she was just out of surgery. But she was also interviewed when she first went into the hospital. This interview is audio only. She told the cops she'd been in Florida and had only come back to Ohio in the last few days. This broadly aligns with what she said in her interview later on, but there's also a discrepancy.
You said the one that shot you, do you know what type of gun he had?
I don't know guns. Tom was the gun person.
If you looked at a handgun, would you know the difference between a revolver and a semi-automatic?
Like Clint Eastwood.
Well, the revolver's got the wheel on it, and the semi-automatic's got the slide that goes back and forth.
Yeah, I think it was a revolver.
Okay. And you said when he shot you, how many times did he fire?
I think only once. It was loud and popped, and it just happened fast.
What happened when you got shot?
As soon as I got shot, I went down to the ground and I was yelling and hollering. And the 911 operator luckily was still able to hear me. And
she made no mention of fighting back or grabbing for the gun until the cops announced their intention to test her for gunshot residue. Then her story changed.
When the assailant tried to fire, well, it was kind of like a little bit of a scuffle, so I tried to grab the gun, but that's about the extent of me handling a firearm.
When you grabbed the gun, how did you grab it? By the barrel?
I think so, because when he aimed, I was just trying to grab it so it wouldn't, if it went off, it wouldn't be in my direction, but I'm not that strong, so he ended up firing it in my leg.
Okay. You know what happened to the firearm?
I don't know.
Okay. Would there be any reason your handprint or fingerprints would be on the hand grip?
Unless in the midst of me trying to get it pointed away from me that I touched it. It happened fast. I don't know.
This, she claims, is how it ended up on the floor beside her, and it would explain away any gunshot residue on her hands. This was a clever ploy by the investigators. Gunshot residue would be present on anyone who's shot, but only someone who's guilty would change their story to say they'd struggled for the gun to explain it away. But why? Why would she kill her beloved life partner using such an elaborate plan to hide it? The answer may lie in the fake messages she asked John to send Tom, pretending to be the bank. She'd invented an open case where someone had stolen $4,300 from their joint bank account, and now she wanted John, as the bank agent, to schedule a meeting with Tom for 2 p.m. on August 9th to resolve it. But John wasn't from the bank. No such meeting could take place. And that same day, Deborah killed Tom, perhaps to ensure he never learned the truth. It was her who'd stolen that money. In March 2024, Deborah pleads guilty to murder. She's sentenced to life in prison with possibility of parole after 23 years. A bizarre break-in turned out to be a chilling tale of manipulation, deception, and murder, all to cover up the theft of a couple $1,000s. Deborah Frazier is currently serving her sentence at the Ohio Reformatory for Women. Her first parole hearing is expected in 2047. What do you think about this twisted story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe, keep up with our channel, and we'll see you very soon on the Decoder.